In the bottom left side, a red Zerg resides, fighting for... What team is he on, actually? Doesn't tell me. Doesn't tell me in game. Is it Envy? It is. All right. Fighting for Team Envy. It is a DRG. Top right side, a man finally back to his roots. Gonna do a proxy. The Blue Terran. Shopify Rebellions. Byun. Well, there's 3 SCVs coming down the line. Quite a couple indeed. More than I would have asked for. But, you know what? He's committed. He's committed. He does what he does. We'll have to see whether or not DRG is going to be prepared for this. So far not getting a scout, so that could be trouble. Long way away from scouting this still. Probably won't until it's, it might be too little, it might be too late. Okay, we'll see the SCV and the Marine running through here. So there we go now, already sending a couple of drones down, just for the worker transfer really. And there's the pool for the Marines coming in. Now the drone pool against the triple racks, that is a little bit rough. It's usually not the exact thing that you want. The surround on one of the Marines seems to be good. We'll be able to pick one off, but losing 3 workers already for the price of this. The bunker is still in position, might still be produced, but no, never mind. That is not going to be able to be saved by the Marines. We're now starting to work on the spine crawler. Only a single spine crawler has been created, so since seeing how it is half HP right now, this might become a problem. If the Marines manage to stack up a little bit. I mean, 9 workers already killed off, down to 11 in total. Getting a bit more poke damage onto that spine. I don't think he's going to straight up kill him here, but that may have well have straight up killed him pretty much, almost. Right? I mean, what are you going to do here as DRG? He's getting himself speed. But are you going to be able to beat your opponent in this position with speed? Just speed? Needs a lot more workers again. Can't really do any counter-attacking for a little bit here. He can, of course, but that's only because the Marines weren't home quite yet. Now they are. What's left? What is left for a red Zerg? Making 2 Zerglings. Trying to decide what he is planning. There is a Baneling nest coming up. Seeing the barracks floating in, he's going to decide not to anymore. Just going to start droning up here. Doesn't get to see that. There was something there before either. The migration of the barracks happening once again. Every year they travel north, heading towards more prosperous lands. Except for this one. This one failed the evolutionary challenge here. Gone the wrong way. Took a wrong turn at the equator. And, yeah. Burning to death right now. At least he managed to send a couple of postcards to his Terran buddies up north, telling them that there is quite a bit of Zerg down there. But there's no roaches, no baning threat just quite yet coming in. So, you know, that is something he checked for. And that's something very valuable to know for Byun. Doesn't have to start wasting extra resources, making an emergency wall, or trying to make bunkers left, right, and center, right? Not really necessary to start padding up every aspect of his base. Reasonable run by right there. Getting a couple more Marines than I thought he would. Still nothing great trade-wise, but... I think a good work account right now. Third base coming up for him as well, but is that Baneling Nest with the 20 Zerglings going to be intended for aggression, or is he just trying to be safe? He doesn't really have any workers right now, or I mean Zerglings, so could just be him trying to be a little bit secure. He did see, after all, that there was still a reasonable chunk of Marines right there. The 6 Banelings being morphed at home does make me think that this is just all for the defensive purposes. Except for this pack of links, of course, that are quite offensively placed. Quite aggressively coming across the map here as soon as they see any move out, I imagine. Gotta be able to keep track of that third base as well, the timing there. Talking about third bases. Floating across right now. Orbital for Byun. Not quite in vision of that Overlord, but DRG should be able to go have a look-see. Figure it out. Lair coming in as well. So, still a bit of a ways off until we have Baneling speed. We do have Stimpack right now, so these Marines in a very, very proper position. Could force a lot of damage to be taken here. Let's see how proper the Micro of Micro Jackson is today. This is where he shines. That's the Stim. Try to target down as much as possible. The Banelings in particular, we'll have to see whether or not... Ooh, that is not great. Not managing to target down any of them so far, really. And losing a medevac as well. That went abysmal. That is, you know, that just shows you it's quite a difficult thing to do. And even the most pro of pro don't always do it perfectly. Just takes a millisecond of a mess up and then all of a sudden you're just fumbling, of course. Hey, thank you so much for trying out Macarena. There we go, a little bit of targeting down the Banelings. That's what we like to see. Baneling speed gonna be finishing up momentarily. Hopefully it's gonna be in before that push of Byun is arriving. It's gonna be close. Byun takes a moment to break the rocks. That means that Baneling speed will be finished up. You never quite know these things, of course, as you're pushing, but there it is. That means that DRG might be able to consider just going in straight ahead. What is he going? Oh my. He's like, never mind that. Fourth base. I'll just take this one instead. I'll just have another fourth base and I'll just make sure you don't have a third base. How about that? You like that idea? Well, I do. He didn't get as much as I thought he would there. Only 4 workers. Other side of the map, he did lose that base. Trying to get rid of some of the infrastructure here. Sensor tower, supply depots, anything he can, really. Siege tanks. Oh, that is a brutal position, isn't it? That is an absolutely brutal position. very difficult to deal with right now for DRG, but in he goes. The siege tanks get massive value against those banelings. A pretty reasonable split as well here up until the very end. Does pick up. Let's take a look at the resources lost tab. Yeah, that is heavily favoring Byun right now. Not only getting more economic damage dealt, but also just trading more efficiently against the army of DRG. DRG still has a 4th base though, that should be said. But then again, so does Byun. So does Byun. Byun ahead on workers, also ahead on army supply. What is this? This is 4 Rex building marauders versus the Zerg? Wow. Just, okay. He's playing against Zergling Baneling, so... I mean, it's good if there's a lot of Banelings. If that's too many Zerglings, it's gonna start getting rough. But then again, he may just be trying to utilize the Widow Mines for those. This doesn't feel like, you know, what is it, 4 tech lab production and 1 or 2 reactor production? Let me double check this actually. Yeah, 2. It's ridiculous. Oh, big drop in the main. DRG on it quicker than I was. Trying to get rid of that medevac, but instead gets rid of his own queen. Not by choice, but it's by being forced. Big wave of units here could be quite handsome indeed. Oh, Banelings can't quite make the connections there onto the Marines. Byun still here, still has another force on the left side as well, ready to push in as more reinforcements come forwards as well. Quite a big blob of blue. Quite a big blob of blue. Sure. Coming in right now, will it be able to break the camel's back? As DRG, he's been holding on for a while now, but the trades just haven't gone in his favor. And it is showing truly here in this moment in time. He's lost too much of his economy and he hasn't managed to do any economic damage in return. The counterattack, the one that we did see, it was a valiant effort, and I thought it was going to do massive amounts of damage, but it got, what, 4 SCVs? 4. 4 SCVs. Oh, Baneling surprise from behind. Does get rid of that, but, I mean, yeah. It's a struggle here. It's a struggle period for the Zerg. Look at what is coming in once again. Ready to repurpose those Widow Mines. Bring in a couple more. Why not? That is definitely something that DRG is going to be struggling with quite a bit. Good spread out, though, against those Widow Mines. Gets rid of the front wave. And a lot more Banelings are coming in. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Just don't think it's going to be enough anymore. Everything marching across here for Byun. As our Zerg is... Again, I feel like I'm reiterating myself, but just struggling. The way he could come back in this would be just by having an absolute brilliant Baneling hit, but there's just not the creep to facilitate something like this. These bases are going to go down, and there's not much you can do about it. Yeah, there you go. GG is called and has to tap out of there. Byun taking game number 1. Bottom right side, the Blue Zerg fighting for Team NV. It is DRG. Top left side, a red Terran fighting for Shopify Rebellion. It is Byun. Okay, okay. He's like, you know what? You want to triple racks me? That's fine. That's fine. Proxy 3 racks? How about this? Oh, wow, okay. Alright, what kind of one base is this gonna be? 1 base, 2 gas with spawning pool. Is it 1 base? 1 base roach? Really? 1 base roach? Don't see that every day, do you? No sir, no sir. Now, I imagine this is gonna be pretty darn all in, right? Like, this most likely won't be... Alright, after this, I'm gonna go back to making drones. We see, like, Dark make some roach pushes now and again. And he comes across, deals a bit of damage, disrupts the mining here, and then he goes for his expansion, does all the other things, right? But, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's not like this, right? This is not how you do that. As far as I know. And then again, it could work that way. He's not getting speed. Which does make me think he's just gonna save up all that gas to make Ravages. And with Ravages, it's more so a sustained assault, right? So he is, I'm betting, gonna try to make an expansion behind this. Probably see some units coming off the gas momentarily. He actually put more units onto the gas, so he's still making roaches as well. Okay, this is an all-in. He is committed now. There's more and more roaches and ravages. It's not something I've seen a lot, but let's see how it works. Let's see if it works. It very well could, right? We don't have that much here. Orbit, oh, come on, center. Is it going to finish? It does finish. That is big. We'll be able to fly back into the main base right now. Or just become an orbital right where it is. That could be fine as well. Supply depot goes down. Doesn't quite supply block our Terran just quite yet, though. Another supply depot. Wow, that was a very good block right there. Buying himself some extra time with the damage of the bunker coming in. That's a great start here for Byun, I would say. Killing off 2 Ravages already. Gonna grab himself a 3rd. And there's just 1 Roach and a Ravager remaining. He's got a Cyclone. Okay, there is another Roach here. But this is just not gonna work anymore, right? Right? Well, GG. Alright. Comes in with the scout again. He's like, alright, no. We're doing normal things. There's normal things happening now. That's okay. We'll let the Reaper come across then. Yeah, not gonna get anything done there. The Reaper tried. Long distance, plus he needed some circling so they can kill the SUV, cancel the CC at least. Yeah. It's like the minimum, right? The minimal thing you have to do in that situation. It was a rough one. It was a rough one. And again, right, if it doesn't get scouted, entirely different game. Entirely different. Oh, oh, oh. Well, he got it. The Reaper bounced himself into into an awkward position. DRG finding it quite funny. Beyond not as much. Aliens. Next step of creep denial. More creep tumors. Got a bit brazen with them, perhaps, this time around. There we go, gets 2 of them. Looked like he wanted to go into the base, though, rather than just get creep tumors here. I could be mistaken. Yeah, okay, no, he does. Look at that. He is aggressive as can be. Look at this man. Fearless. devoid of any fear, just comes in, knocks on the front door of the Zerg. He's like, you should surrender, my good sir. How about a surrender? No? Okay, then we'll burn down your drones. How about them apples? 2 more Hellions. And a Banshee. Ooh. Always like the Banshee Hellion play. A lot of fun bouncing back and forth between those units. Huh. Well, definitely a better position for DRG so far. I mean, in the macro game, he may just not have as much confidence right now. I don't know what's going on in his ZVT. It used to be, like, his best matchup, right? But today it just seems off, perhaps. It's hard to pinpoint. But he went 0-3 versus Gumiho, and now he's 0-2 versus Byun. Should be okay against the Hellion harassments. Yeah, okay, he is keeping that Banshee in check as well. The 2 Banshee sisters. Good amount of barracks production available. Creep starting to be pushed out further and further as we are approaching a Zerg that will have Banelings available. Lair kind of lining up with getting the speed upgrade as quickly as possible as well. Where is it? There it is. There's that Baneling nest. There's that BOT. Whereas Byun, is he going to start heading out here? No, he will just secure his 3rd base. Looks like that was something perhaps DRG was aware of. No, he is just sending those links in for a surround on the Hellions here. Will it pan out for him? It looks like, oh, it very well may. Then again, it's a bit desynchronized, so not entirely necessary at the same time. The idea was there. The idea was there. The execution almost was there. Like, it was really close, but... could have been a more efficient way of dealing with those Hellions. Instead, just dealt with it in a normal way, which is still good. Managed to rid himself of those. That should just finishing up here. Zerglings. Oh, headbutting that supply depot wall for a little bit too long. Not quite agreeing with the fact that it was that it was closed in time. Oh, these Banelings. Oh, that's rough. Baneling speed just completed there, but still not enough for those Banelings to really make all the damage come in. Still a siege tank and a good amount of Marines do get picked off though by the small batch of Zerglings. Now there's just not that much remaining here for Byun. If he does want to get aggressive here, I would say he may want to back up a little bit, wait for reinforcements and some sort of an actual spearhead of units. Or maybe even just back up entirely, right? You forced out more units out of the Zerg now. You forced him to respect your presence. He had to make more Zerglings instead of drones. He's already pretty good on workers. But with the Ling Baneling style of play, you want to be above 80 workers. You want to have more than 80 workers. Yeah. Like around 90 is definitely the place where we see a lot of those Zergling Baneling style players kind of try to be at. Find another angle. A little bit awkward on the ramp right there, but does manage to make it work. Banshee still on the left flank. Looking to stir up some trouble. Spore Crawler and 2 Queens are available. Oh, what control. What control on that man. 2 more drones. And he's out of there. He's like, alright, well. You're probably gonna die if you stick around here. Let's save you. I would be terrified having to control 2 Banshees in this stage of the game, as well as the rest of my army and economy. Don't know as much. He'll make it work. He'll find a way. On the right side, quite a push coming in as the top side right here. As long as they get cleared up of creep once again. Creep spread, to be fair, is considerable. Taking into account how much creep denial Byun has been doing so far. Ooh. Almost losing a lot of his Marines right there. I think he's very awkward kind of angles, trying to gun down as many banelings as possible. Trading out super efficiently so far. Not a single Widow Mine on the field. He's doing this without Widow Mines, which is very impressive to me. A lot of the times when I do see Terrans going for more so the siege tank approach against this mass Ling Baneling style, they kind of struggle. Byun has just been kind of dropping with the bio and trying to pick up wherever he can, of course, as well. Saving all the value, and his siege tank have just been sitting in the back, which might be a big part of this, right? He's never really pushing out with his siege tank. He's letting the Zerg push into his siege tanks, though. But that's about it. Just let them remain pretty stationary. I swear it falls apart so often for a Terran player in this type of game, where they try to do a big push, they bring in all the siege tank, and then you just get surrounded before you're set up. The Zerglings just get on top of your siege tank, and then it's just like, alright, well, I guess that's it. I guess that's it. This long line of siege tank just continuously forcing these Zerglings to keep moving forwards. Definitely a much better approach to trading efficiently in these types of situations. Blinding Clouds, though, do have something to say about that. But look at that little chokehold where those Banelings are trying to roll through. That is abysmal, and we do manage to see 9 SCVs go down. But was that worth it for DRG? He's on a pretty good economy, so these other moves he's going to have to start making, but that probably wasn't as efficient as you're hoping for. More Ghost, more Liberators, and more Siege Tanks being produced, starting to get ready for the late game. Oh, and then again, this army composition does feel a little bit of a pain facing off against the Zergling Baneling composition as well. I guess that is enough of them. Nice snipes going down as well once more. Shooting whatever he can. Still having this base accessible for mining is a big deal. A lot of resources for DRG already committed to try and take it out, but it's still here. It's still mining. You see Shanks in the back. I wonder how many kills they have. 13, 10, 13. Yeah, definitely. Finding his value there. They have just been shooting over and over again on every attempt of DRG coming in here. Once more, 2 waves might be approaching this time around. Coming in from different angles could be a big way of dealing with this entrenched position, but then again, you might want to just try a different position if you find the one you're poking into a little bit too entrenched, right? Running out of vision, definitely just make Byun second guess a little bit in regards to which way he has to go. This is a really good position. Look at how difficult it is for Byun to make the right call. Is he going to go left? Is he going to go right? He's committing towards the right side now, and DRG utilizing that that position there quite nicely, but can't quite find a way in. DRG, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases available. Still a big part of the map. Ready to be gobbled up though. If he doesn't want to win this on a pure I have more stuff than you do kind of game. Because he is... oh my, he's trading horrible. Pretty much doubled the minerals lost there for DRG. I don't think that is what you're looking for in a situation like this. Banelings. Again, Byun just not letting those banelings get any connections whatsoever. It must be incredibly frustrating as a DRG fan watching. Yeah, Byun still has so much control of this game. Bases on the top left side, for example, over here, there is a sensor tower there, so he's going to have a bit of a heads up, but definitely opportunities are here available that seem better than this angle for DRG, and he's just not finding them. Would it work if he went there? Who knows, right? It's a hard thing to say. But this definitely looks like a much more difficult position to attack than this one right here. All the missile turrets, all the extra command centers and supply depots blocking everything. The siege tanks are sieged up. Spread towards this middle area though, very, very strong. Might be one of the bigger reasons why he is still pushing here. The deeper that creeps get, the scarier it becomes for Mr. Byun. Bottom left side of the map starting to be taken pretty heavily as well now by DRG as he commits more Zerglings and Banelings for another wave assault. This time around, again, not managing to get much done. But the remaxing of his army should be coming in pretty soon. It's like, how does he still have 90 army supply? When you see this kind of running after the Zerg army, you're like, how is that 90 army supply? And you look around, there's just siege tanks and liberators everywhere. Like, they're just everywhere. Maybe not the main base, but... good God, y'all. Little changeling and Zergling right there. Being a nuisance. Right, so this style for DRG, it is something we have seen other Zerg do as well. And it just basically comes down to, I'm going to run Banelings into you over and over again. And because I have so many more bases, I'm going to get away with it. You're just not going to have enough minerals in your bank or accessible to you to make anything happen here anymore. No matter how cost inefficient I'm being. Or at least that is the plan. So it's the offshoot chance that you're not being cost efficient enough over and over again, and then this entire strategy kind of backfires. To be fair, we have 11 hatcheries in total. Reproducing these Zerglings instantaneously over and over again. Let's have all his upgrades. Both of them do. More and more orbitals, planetary fortresses, everything being set up. As Byun wants to lay claim to this expansion right here. Doesn't want to overextend his forces though and suddenly expose another flank entirely. Which, you know, DRG is starting to look for. Bailing's headed towards the Ghost, but again can't quite make those connections. It's remarkable at how good Byun is at judging, like, alright, I can let them stand still, let them do firing. Like, that is such a difficult thing to kind of judge, but he's doing it wonderfully. Like, he knows, okay, I have this many siege tanks behind me, the Ghosts are going to shoot this much. Should be alright, and then, man. Just almost not a single Baneling doing any damage there. Oh, more units coming in. There we go. Finally some damage here for DRG. Finds a base to shut down. No more mining gonna be taking place right there for a little bit. Byun needs to start considering his own options of doing some damage across the map here, perhaps as well. He's got... No, never mind. Those are all changelings. Everything blue outside of Byun's base are changelings. That is disappointing. It's like maybe one siege tank will get you. Nope, nope, there's two Hydralisks there, as well as the rest of the Zerg army now starting to march down. Still just Zergling, Baneling and Hydralisk. Making another battery ram. All shaping up together to become one big massive battery ram again. Where's the rest? There we go, there's more Zerglings here. Should be more stuff. This is a high value base now for Byun though. Surprised he hasn't repaired any of his orbitals here actually. They're all still very low, but he's on top of lifting them up. He's gotta be careful, does lose one of them now. Again, not a single Baneling hitting those Ghosts. Once they do, the Ghosts split off. DRG now with quite a few extra bases over his opponent. Byun, he has to start taking control of this side, right? He has to. This is a pretty good peninsula kind of for him to set up. Be able to mine out the rest of these minerals, this over here, as he's still protecting these other bases there as well in a good way. But that means the offensive for DRG might have an opening on the left flank, which is exactly where he's running into right now. Rough time for the planetary SCVs, going down in the dozens. More and more of them. Falling by the wayside, a push on the bottom right side. There we are. Finally, DRG getting some of his hatcheries destroyed as well. We have a single Thor. Single Thor keeping this base secure. That is wonderful. Just got another hatchery killed. Killing this hatchery as well. I mean, Byun, he's hanging in there. Careful with those Ghosts. Nice. Okay. 29 workers though. 29 workers. That is definitely a problem. DRG supply blocked, and he's starting to run out of money though. He still has, let's count bases in which he is mining. 2? It's 2. It's 2 right now. He's only on 2 bases. Oh, all these larvae. Oh. Unlucky. Thor's done a good job, but that will be the last of him. Pulled off 2 hatcheries on his own, that bad boy. Okay, Byun back up to 44 workers. Making it happen. And remember, he does have 6 orbitals. 6 orbitals worth of mules. It's gonna mine out things quite quickly, but it's gonna keep him in this game. It's gonna keep him alive for a little bit longer. Careful with those hydras. Still a nuke available as well. Waiting for that one to be shot out of the hole at some point in time. Ah, it's a base that's dead. That's a lot of dead SCVs once again. Yeah, just no chance at all. That is just, again, 19 SCVs in the blink of an eye. Gotta have more infrastructure on each and every base. Every single moment those banelings come in, it's quite rough. Siege tanks and liberators are doing a good job at defending this angle right here. So we have the left flank. Another big ball of bio trying to push through there. DRG not having any of it though, will just forcefully move through the center straight away. He's got the top left side once again, so he's mining from there. He's managed to get back up to 4 bases worth of mining, which is definitely putting him in the more superior position here. Losing another base though. Pull him right. He keeps for himself, but top left side, gonna lose at least one of them. And Byun says that is enough. We do not need any more. Having a bit of a rough time though out there. A lot of Zerglings managing to get the surrounds there on those ghosts. That's a lot of dead ghosts right now. A lot of money down the drain. And as Byun trying to desperately reset up, more SCVs go down on the top side. As Byun just struggles, not going to be able to dig himself out of this hole, I think, anymore. Well, he's still on... No, hold on. Yeah, there's no more money in DRG's bank. But he's mining, though. Like, he's still mining so much more than his opponents. Army supplies are kind of equal. So, I mean, if Byun gets one big, massive push going straight through the center, gets a fight with the DRG, and then wins it, oh, okay, well, let's see. Let's see if that happens or not. Not really. Not really. So yeah, that's what I was saying. He had to win that fight so convincingly that this is not even a thing anymore, right? That, like, he just has 100 army supply versus 50 at that moment in time. And yeah, that's rough. That is rough. Byun desperate to try and finish this game off right here, right now, this entire series. To be fair, he has been doing considerable amounts of damage to these side bases here as well. Maybe not entirely certain that he's out of this. Oh, look at this income right now, though. Ooh, back up to 3k off of one base. Let's see if Byun gets himself back in any form, shape of a winnable situation here. I feel like he's just gonna get run into once again by the battering ram. DRG casually setting it up right now, considering hedging his bets. Where is he gonna go? Right side base once again. This is still a very difficult style for DRG to make work. For sure. I mean, it may not look like much, but you have to be quite careful with your Zergling and Baneling army. If you overextend, you know, if you go in a fight where you shouldn't have, very quickly you could lose too many bases, and you need to have more bases than your opponent to make this work as well. You can't make it work with a base deficit, or like similar amount of bases, or just having one more base, right? You need 2, 3, 4 more bases, and you need entire map control. You need to keep your opponent busy on the other side of the map all the time, all while keeping your injects going, getting your group spread out as much as possible as well. Incredibly important with this kind of play, but Who's doing it a little bit better, and Byun not finding the opportunities that he needs, like these types of moves, right? There you go, getting rid of another base for DRG to mine with. How many workers Byun's lost? Alright. 132. 132. You thought it was half of that. Ah, jeez. Really good catch on a lot of ghosts. There we go. GG is called. Yeah. Regular 1-1-1 opening for Byun. He's got himself the reactor on the factory. Producing those lovely twin Hellions all of the time. They say twins are a rare thing in nature, but not in StarCraft. You know what? Are all the queens either clones of one another, or are they all twins? How does that work? You think twins would be the same as clones? You think that would be a similar experience? Things I ponder. They're sisters? But they look alike so much, you know? They're like one-on-one. The same. I've never heard of identical sisters before. You know? Oh, Hellbed push. Hold up. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Hold that thought. It's not gonna work, is it? It might. There's no bailing nest. There's no bailing nest. But there's a good amount of queens. Will the queens survive? One of them goes down. 4 marines right there in the back are very important to target down. They do a lot of damage still. Even though the Hellbeds, they do look very intimidating, of course. Low HP on a couple of those boys. The Medevac does get taken out. But then again, we still have a good amount of Terran here. 2 marines remain. Only one is actually standing now. The Zerglings having a tough time at it. Alright, jumping in on this final push. And don't manage to get rid of it. There's still a lot of damage though. Still a lot of queens. Still a lot of Zerglings. Look at the trade efficiency there. That is where we see the value being obtained for Mr. Byun in this sense. Didn't get any drones. But he still had on the workers. Starting up his 3rd base. Still in a reasonable position. Has a Liberator. You know. One thing that always keeps us company is knowing that that Liberator is still around. He's got himself a twin Liberator right there. Oh. The Bush Witch always fails. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that was reasonable. I think that was reasonable. Right, out of all the Hellbat pushes we've seen, that was okay. That was okay. Let's got another one. Where's this Liberator? Did I hear a Liberator? Am I going crazy? No, it definitely was the Liberator there. Right. 4 racks. Ooh. Oh, Byun. Don't see that all too often, do we? Oh, that is embarrassing. They don't work that way, Byun. I don't know if you know. Oh, there we go. Don't worry, no one saw. No one saw. No one's... We've all done. We've all been there. We've all been there. Would be great if Byun plays some mech when we're promoting Mech Arena here on stream. That'd be cool. Imagine if all we had was mech today. That would be amazing. Oh, I thought for a moment those Banelings were gonna go for it. Would be quite the mess up as well. Alright, gold base for DRG is going to start producing quite a bit of extra minerals here as soon as he sends some drones that way. Should be sending some drones that way pretty soon. He's oversaturated on all the other bases, but maybe he's just scared of Liberators and such showing up still. Maybe he's trying to... Maybe he anticipates an attack there and then he doesn't want to... Okay, now he's sending drones. Alright, Zerglings. I'm not sure if I like this. I'm gonna get a siege tank, but man, that's a lot of Zerglings for the one siege tank and a couple of Marines. I'll be able to get some more now, though. Nope. Doesn't go for it. Good split there from Byun as well. Start the Banelings coming in. One kill so far on that Liberator. Baneling harassments coming in from the going in for the wrong base, it looks like. Your base was there available. So has this one Zergling here as well in case there are medeffects flying across that angle right there. It's a reasonable thing to do. Circling Baneling style. Would love to get some sort of a connection here. He's kind of announcing his position quite a bit with that sensor tower. Then again, I mean the sensor tower covers half of the area of Byun's map side. So it's hard not to reveal yourself, but it does allow Byun to set up wherever he needs to. Oh my god, that's so much. Alright, let's see. Does it get mangled though? Going into the main base? Oh yes it will. Straight forwards. It's like screw your entrenched position, sir. We'll just go here instead. Finding himself the engineering base there also. We're only on 2-2, so if he gets those, it's gonna be quite a delay there. Does have an infestation pit himself, so it could start working there. And Byun just taps out. GG is called. Wow. Did not anticipate the movements into the natural, and that was all. That was all she wrote. No factory just quite yet, but... Okay, double Marine. We'll keep an eye out for it. I mean, we'll definitely get Hellions here. That's a given. We might just see the Hellbat Banshee play again, though, as well, right? A lot of things that could happen. The Hellbat push, if you do it once. Probably not something we wanna have again, right? Assuming DRG is gonna stay a little bit more on top of checking whether or not a Hellbat push is coming in. And hopefully we'll have that Baneling nest secured before the Hellbats arrive this time around. If that, you know, if that is what we're running into right here. Circling scout. Seeing what's what. It's like, aha! 4 Marines and a command center there. I see. So it will be a Hellbat push. That's how I scout. It's like, so it's battle cruisers. I see. Yes. I saw 4 Marines. It must mean all your gas is going there. Because that's what killed me the previous game. Oh man, I love being dumb at StarCraft. What's with the giant QR code at the top and why is it there? It's a link for people to use to download Macarena. It's what's sponsoring this event right now. They bring in the money so these players can play for actual money instead of just our praise and approval. There we go. Someone just helped us out with it. Wonderful stuff. Thank you so much, my man. Or woman. Either way. Alright, what else? Back into Liberators once again. Little Hellion drop coming in, sneaking past the Overlords. Don't make a noise. They're off on a secret mission. Some kind of secret scheme. It's not going too well. Oh, you get 5, 6. Come on. 2 more. Ah. That's fine. That's fine. 6 kills. It's not fine, is it? It's probably not enough. It's probably not enough. It's not enough. I'm trying to be optimistic here, but then again, I mean, pessimism for one player is optimism for another. He tried. He definitely did. Oh my god, look at the stack of drones there. Oh, makes you want to run in some banelings or aliens or something. A little Liberator that could. Trying to get this angle, but these 2 queens just persistently in this location, not letting up whatsoever. Byun led 2-0 before, yes he did, and DRG managing to get a little bit of a comeback going. Would be a reverse all sweep if he lays claim to this one as well. So far, he's been doing really good if he gets himself into a little bit of a later game position. Just with the Ling Bane kind of army composition. Byun just seems to be struggling. It just appears like the Terrans, they go into this very hefty anti-lurker kind of play right off the bat. But then, if the Zerg never transitions into the lurker play, and they just stick to the Ling Baneling, it does really well against siege tanks. It does really well against Ghost. And the Hydralisks do pretty good against the Liberators. Once again, we're seeing the siege tanks being the choice for Mr. Byun. And oh my. Oh my. Is he gonna wait for Baneling speed? He might. Scary. Okay, everyone quiet down. Don't make a noise. Don't let him know. Don't give it away now. Oh. Marines and siege tanks still pushing in as well. Couple of Zerglings checking for that 3rd base. He knows about it, right? Yes, he does. Oh, oh, oh. Fighting. Fighting. Just moved back. He's not going to go for it at all. Man. I'm a bit disappointed. I really thought he was going to get a lot of work done there. Like, that attack was there for so long. That was hardly anything. He could have. He could have. I'll try to clean this up as efficiently as possible, though, instead. Zerglings coming in from the other angles, and there we go. That should be the ticket. Levex into the natural, though, trying to gain some ground as well on the other side of the map. We're gonna have some Zerglings and Banelings thrown about into that direction as well. Trying to deal with it right now. He is getting a little bit shorter on time, losing the Queen. He gets himself in a safe position here. 56 workers only remaining, though. DRG may have pulled the trigger on mass Zergling production a little bit too quickly, or avoided the drone key a couple couple times too many. Still work getting done here by Byun as he is just marching another army across. Getting that trident attack once again. Checking the watchtower. I'm surprised how kind of passive DRG is being though. With like the amount of Zerglings and Banelings he made earlier on in the game, right? It was so many, and then he just never really made a punch happen across the map. I feel like he's kind of getting punished for it a little bit here. Didn't have his economy rolling as quickly as he could have because he did make all those Zerglings and Banelings, and now he's just kind of running behind the facts where Byun is the one in charge. He's coming across the map. And DRG, he needs a couple of great engagements here in order to equal out this playing field. 35 army supply now versus 80. Yes, the workers are equal, but that doesn't matter in this situation. You need to be ahead on the workers if you are doing Zergling Baneling strats, right? I've said it a couple of times already, but that's what it comes down to. Scopes coming in as well. Very potent, of course. Those medevacs don't really have anything that can shoot them down, which makes this way of trading so efficient as well. If you are across the map with your Zerglings and Banelings, you can't lift up all those SCVs. You run into a wall as well a lot more quicker where, you know, you can't micro backwards anymore. If you're over here, look at all this area you have to just kite backwards. It's crazy. Crazy. Byun's so good. It's like, oh, I'm going to lose this sensor tower here. Let me just rebuild it. As the Zerglings are still there. It's fine. Great pickup as well. Trying to clear out the watchtower, but instead just taking a volley or two from the siege tank. Luckily, there is only one siege tank there, so that could have been worse. So another medevac remaining. Gonna, yes, he will. Dirty little boy. Gets another hatchery. More resources lost for DRG and his economy. I'm gonna show the income graph here in a moment if these guys pull away from each other. Yeah, there we go. That's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see for the Zerg here. He's going up to Hive Tech. And he's going up to Lurkers, so that, I think that's the right call. You're not in a position to just roll this out into the last bits of the game. You're gonna need the cost efficiency of those Lurkers. And again, look at the production tab right now. Marauders, Siege Tanks, and Liberators. That's what Byun is focusing on, and that is exactly what he's gonna need against the next attack stage of DRG. Incredibly tough position here for our Zerg player, and well, let's hope for him. Those Marines are going to walk straight over those Lurkers right here. He scanned. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Doesn't have the range quite yet either. Lurkers backing into this siege tank right now. Let's get rid of that. Maybe Byun starting to smell a bit of fear in his opponents, bringing in more and more siege tanks. It's like, now we got the Lurkers here. We're ready. We are so ready. Where's the Liberators? There they are. Coming in as well. That is not much. Byun has, or sorry, that DRG has. It's getting less and less by the minute. Wonderful game though by Byun. I have to give it to him. Full control endlessly throughout the game. Perfect control, or well, at least near perfect control with his units. now laying waste to these expansions. And yeah, sometimes it comes down to something very small. I feel like it was, in fact, just the massive Zerglings and Banelings right over here not doing anything for such a long period of time. There could have been all drones, could have been a lot more extra economy for DRG. And then it would have been a lot easier for him to start snowballing with the Baneling army composition. Instead, DRG got put into a defensive position. And just with Baneling versus Medevac bio play, I mean, unless if the Terran miscontrols, just gonna lose value. Every single time. GG. GG. Byun takes game number 5. Well played indeed. What a showing.